told you there was a way to eat healthier, more pure food with no preservatives or anything like that, and also be able to save the planet with that choice, well, you can, and it's called eating organically and living organically and essentially saving the planet. We only get one body and one earth, and the best way to preserve both of them is by eating organically and by making better choices on what we put in our mouth daily and what we do living-wise. Choosing organic food instead of conventional foods is a sure way to protect our planet and our bodies. Every day we don't really think about what goes in our bodies, and we don't really think about what is contained in this certain food or what this certain food does to the planet that I'm about to eat and that I'm paying for and whatnot. But we should think about what is going in our bodies, and we should think about how it's affecting the planet, how it's grown, where it's grown, and all of those things. And eating organically, you know exactly where it's grown, you know how it's grown, you know what's put in it, which is pretty much nothing. And you also know for a fact that you're not putting pesticides, chemicals, or other toxins into your body that don't belong there. And I feel qualified to talk about this topic because I've eaten organically for about 2 years now, and I try and buy the most organic clothing lines that also produce their cotton and all of that organically as well, and that support organic funds. The purpose of my speech is to persuade you to choose organically, whether that's just by choosing a company that makes clothes that promotes organic living or recycling or whatever for that matter, or whether you choose to eat organic and whether you choose to eat produce that you know is healthy for you and does not contain preservatives and whatnot. Although eating and living organic can be somewhat costly, people think, and kind of like a hassle, it's really not. And whether it is or it isn't, the way I think about it is long-term benefits outweigh the cost any day. You're putting something into your body that's better for you and is also saving the planet, but yeah, it's going to cost a little bit more. But what does that matter when you're providing a healthier tomorrow for yourself and the people around you, and also your children? The first thing I want to talk about is, or the main point that I want to talk about is why organic foods are typically more expensive than conventional foods. According to Volker, and the founder of Nature's and More and Acosta, which are both organic funds and productions and distributors, they say that we are paying what we receive. And so, yeah, it is a little bit more, but you're paying for what you're receiving. You're paying for healthier foods. You're paying for foods that are doing good for your body, and you're paying to support the fact that the land of where these fruits and vegetables are being grown is not polluted with the pesticides and the chemicals that conventional foods and produce contain. Conventional foods are really hurtful to the body, and they contain a lot of toxins, and they contain a lot of chemicals and preservatives that do nothing for your body except basically pollute it, just like it's polluting the earth. Basically how it works is when conventional farmers plant fruits and vegetables, or even in the transferring process or somewhere along the line, there are preservatives and chemicals placed into these fruits and vegetables so that they'll stay better for longer or whatever they say. When really it does nothing for it. It pollutes the vegetable itself, and it pollutes the soil that it's in, which essentially causes the land and the soil and the groundwater to become polluted, which then pollute the animals that drink it. And then when you eat the meat of that animal that they will eventually kill for you to eat, it will also be polluted. So it's like a cycle. Everything stems from one choice to another. And I don't really think that a price should matter. Yes, the conventional food is going to be a little bit cheaper because that's the easier way to do it. It's easier for them and more efficient for them to put preservatives and chemicals and whatnot to make it better. When for a few cents more or $1 more or $2 more, you can get pure fruits and vegetables that you're buying to, put nutrients into your body. And what better way to do that than knowing it's organic and knowing that while you're eating it and enjoying it, that you made the choice to choose organic, and it's also helping the earth in turn. But enough about the actual food itself. Let's talk about the animal welfare of the whole process. When animals eat the soil and eat the grass and graze, especially cows, or eat these fruits and vegetables, if they have preservatives and chemicals on them, they are then polluted and infected, in a sense, with these toxins, and then we eat the animal, and then we are receiving those toxins just like we had primarily consumed them ourselves. And by eliminating the, we can eliminate the production of the preservatives placed on these fruits and vegetables and placed in these animals by not buying them and not supporting it and only buying organic, because then we are ensured that our meat that we eat is fresh and pure with no added preservatives, and that our produce is the same way. And did you know that many clothes that you wear are genetically mutilated by making cotton, and this cotton that makes these shirts are polluted as well. Yes, it's not a food, but they're messing with the genetics of the cotton, and they're messing with the way that cotton is supposed to be grown to make it more efficient for more production, when really that translates into conventional. Just like there's conventional foods, there's conventional cotton and cotton production for your towels and your clothes and whatnot, and that's it. It's a way of producing things a lot more efficiently, and instead of worrying about efficiency, we should be worried about quality and purity in what we're wearing and what we're eating. So that's like a huge deal too. By practicing organic lifestyle, not just in the clothes you wear or in the foods that you eat, but also in recycling, you can save the world a ton. Or maybe just picking up one practice, you could save the world a ton. But also by eliminating the production, or if you take part in buying clothes of a certain production that genetically engineers cotton, you're just basically supporting sweatshops and child labor and all these places, when really, if you just supported, corporations that supported organic living and I guess you could say, pure way of creating cotton for manufacturers, you would be living organically, and you would then not support sweatshops and not support child labor and not support basically false production. Also, this does not mean go throw everything that you wear out because you think it's genetically engineered wrong, or it's not pure cotton or whatever. But just by taking a step to be more cautious of who you buy from and who you support and what manufacturers you buy from is just taking a step in the right direction. Organic farming saves our earth and preserves natural soil and nutrients within it. Produce comes from a pesticide. Produce that comes from a pesticide in a pesticide-free environment is that much more authentic and better for us. Organic farming keeps toxins and preservatives and chemicals not just out of the food, but out of the ground itself, out of the groundwater, and it ensures biodiversity in our soils and in our grasses and in our land. And it also it helps with land erosion. It eliminates land erosion and preserves our earth, because one thing that we'll never get back is time and land, and the land is very important. And if we preserve the pure land that we have and not, poison it with the toxins and the preservatives, then we're just, again, creating a better tomorrow for the people around us and for ourselves. Furthermore, I would like to say that if produce is not polluted, then animals cannot be polluted, and with that, we cannot be polluted. And like I said, it's a cycle, and if you stop it at the beginning of that cycle, it can never get around and infect our entire earth. But if we keep the cycle going and we just are careless about what we put in our mouth and where it comes from and what it contains, then we're just adding to the fact that conventional is fine, and that lessening the life of ourselves and in our planet is okay, and it's really not. But besides the food and besides the land, also the packaging is a big deal. Nobody really pays attention to what is this packaging made out of, or whatever, which you should be. You should be very cautious about what you're buying and what's in the foods that you're eating and all that, but the packaging is also a really huge deal. Organic farming and productions that deal with organic living ensure that all of the packaging with produce, with clothes, anything of that nature are post-commuter recycled goods. I think that's what it's called. And it requires less energy and less time and less water to make the plastic, which also ensures that we're not using up our natural resources for things that we don't essentially need it for, because we can use recycled stuff. And it also saves energy, which is also awesome. Organic farming works with nature instead of working against it. And basically what that means is organic farming really is just planting the seeds and letting it grow and watering it and doing what farmers do, and not adding the preservatives, not adding the chemicals to making them grow faster or bigger or whatever. And it keeps the toxins out of them, which is also a really good thing to do, because then it's just taking up their time and it's working against nature, when really all you need is to plant the produce, whatever you're wanting to plant, and let it grow, let nature do its thing, and let the nutrients from the earth do the work instead of you doing the work and trying to make it grow a certain way in a certain shape, form, and fashion. When really, we just need to let Mother Nature do its thing, and that's what we need to take into our bodies, because that's how it was meant to be. So really, in conclusion, I just want to say that eating organic has changed my life, because I feel like a difference maker in a small way. No, I can't change the world, and no, you can't change the world, but with little steps of positivity made here and there by all of us, we can make better steps to a longer lasting earth, a longer lasting us, and a better tomorrow, which is a huge deal. I've explained to you the benefits of healthy eating with organic foods and the benefits of choosing organically made clothing, and the effects of those choices made on our earth with recycling, with the soil, with our land, and all the benefits it has to offer being organic. It just takes one step in the right direction to make a change for our earth and make it better. And I think that eating organic is one of the easiest, most authentic ways to make a difference as an individual, but we can move mountains as a group. And so I just want to express to you that eating organic doesn't have to be a huge lifestyle change. It can be one area that you pick. Like, I'm not going to eat organic, but I can recycle, or I'm going to eat organic and not worry about recycling. It's any little step that you can make to change and to be better for our planet. So that's why I think that you should eat organic and choose organic every day.